Welcome everyone to CGIU's new student orientation. My name is Elisa Trometer and I am the Deputy Director of External Affairs on the CGIU team. This morning we're going to be going over quite a number of pieces of information to help you jumpstart into the year-round programming that we're offering as a newly accepted student to CGIU. Many of you have seen the agenda from the email that my team sent out earlier this week. We're going to start with a curriculum overview, which will be conducted by my colleague Nicole, then onboarding students to the platform, conducted by my colleague Maisha. We're going to outline some next steps and then also address some questions and answers that we've received from students in our newly accepted cohort. So with that, I'm actually going to pass it off to my colleague, Nicole.
Hello, everyone. Thank you again for joining us and congratulations on your acceptance into the CGIU program. We're so excited for your journey ahead, and we wanted to extend a warm welcome to you for joining the class of 2020. My name is Nicole Reichenbach, and I'm the Deputy Director of Programs. I work to design and develop the content for CGIU's annual meeting, which, as you know, will take place at the University of Edinburgh in Scotland from April 17th through 19th next year. I've also been working closely with my colleagues Elisa and Maisha to develop CGIU's first Commitment to Action curriculum, which we are very excited to share with you today. We developed this curriculum as a roadmap for you, our students, to help support you to bring to life your social impact ideas, also known as your commitments to action, and to also support you in making the most of your CGIU experience. Through your participation in the CGIU program, you can expect to gain the following: knowledge and skills needed to effectively design, develop, and implement your commitments to action, access to mentors and leadership development training that will help to identify and explore and align your passions and core values with your work, and finally, connections with CGIU's global network of leaders and peers who will help to sustain and support you and your work to positively impact communities around the world. Now, you all should have received a PDF of the curriculum that went out in an email, so please feel free to reference this document over the course of this presentation. Now, as you can see from the document, our curriculum has 4 main formats: readings, 30-minute webinar recordings that have been prepared especially for you by members of the CGIU community, Commitment Mentor-led small group discussions, and Commitment Mentor-led individual coaching sessions. Now, later in this presentation, my colleague Maisha will be walking through the important role that your Commitment Mentor will be playing throughout your CGIU journey, and we'll also walk you through the online CGIU We Thrive curriculum platform where all of our resources will live. So now I'm going to start to walk through an overview of the curriculum timeline. We'll then go through each module in greater detail, and we'll then discuss CGIU graduation requirements. So beginning with the timeline, we have Module 1, Beyond CGIU's Application, laying the groundwork for your commitment to action. The time frame is December 4th through December 15th, 2019. Module 2, Ideas into Action, taking your project to the next level. Time frame is January 10th through March 1st, 2020. Module 3, Core Skills to Prepare for the CGIU Annual Meeting and Beyond. March 1st through April 15th, 2020. And then finally, Module 4, Post-CGIU Annual Meeting, What's Next? Sustaining Your Commitment. Timeframe is May 1st through November of 2020. So let's go over each module in greater detail, beginning with Module 1. As I have already previously mentioned, this is called Beyond CGIU's Application, laying the groundwork for your commitment. And the purpose of this module is to really build off of the thought process that you all started through the CGIU application process to make sure that you've really laid a strong foundation for a successful social impact project and CGIU experience. The 2 required components for this module include new student orientation, which we are going through right now, and a commitment to action workshop, which is a 1-hour-long Commitment Mentor-led small group discussion where you will have a chance to speak with and share your commitment with fellow CGIU students, share why this idea is important to you, how you plan to launch your idea, and what you anticipate will be your biggest challenges in getting your project off the ground. Your Commitment Mentor will be reaching out to you to schedule this discussion, and you can see under each of these small group discussions there will be guiding questions which you can review in advance. The two key components for Module 1 are two 30-minute webinar recordings. The first is Project Management 101, and the second is identifying the core values behind your commitment to action. The next module is Module 2, Ideas into Action, taking your project to the next level. The required two components are a commitment mentor-led small group discussion on storytelling for social impact. The discussion will focus on how students can connect their own personal stories with a broader audience and how they can connect their personal stories to their commitment to action. The second required component is your first individual coaching session, where commitment mentors will connect with you one-on-one for a 30-minute individualized coaching session and it would be a great opportunity to get to know your mentor. The key components for Module 2 include an array of webinars to choose from on the following essential skills: storytelling for social impact and how to create and share effective and meaningful stories through podcasts, marketing, and other channels, fundraising strategies for your commitment to action, elements of marketing and design, and monitoring and evaluation. Now moving on to Module 3, core skills to prepare for the CGIU annual meeting and beyond. The required component for this module is a know before you go commitment mentor small group discussion on how to really make the most of your on-site CGIU experience once you're at the University of Edinburgh in April. The small group discussion will discuss a game plan for how do you effectively divide and conquer the meeting with your fellow cohort, and will also provide an opportunity to answer any questions you may have before you go. The key components of this webinar include Networking 101 and crafting your elevator pitch, which are two skills which will not only be very vital once you're on site, but also beyond, whether you're applying for internships or throughout your academic and professional careers. Finally, we have Module 4, Post-CGIU Annual Meeting. What's next? Sustaining your commitment. The purpose of this meeting, or of this module, is to really build on the momentum gained from the CGIU annual meeting and to really help to sustain that energy going forward for the rest of the year. The required components include a webinar that will share with you ways to continue your project post-CGIU, how to potentially bring your project to completion in terms of what's next step resources, not just for your project, but also how you can leverage and best leverage your CGIU experience for potential grad school applications, for fellowship applications, and for job opportunities going forward. The other required webinars include a monitoring and evaluation for social impact webinar, a commitment mentor small group discussion on CGIU progress reporting and the importance of submitting your progress report, which we'll be discussing later by Maisha later on in this presentation, and two individual coaching sessions spread throughout the time period. Finally, the key components of this module include 4 webinar recordings discussing theory of change, leadership strategies, mental health, and mindfulness practices to help students sustain their drive to make a difference. And finally, ways to stay engaged with the CGIU alumni community. And as you can see, we have really broken out our curriculum into required components and key components, where we strongly recommend the key components and, as mentioned, require that you fully engage in the required components in order to graduate from the program. However, if you would like to get the most out of your CGIU experience and really benefit from the program, we cannot more strongly encourage you to make sure that you engage in all of these materials, which are really trying to best support you and set your projects up for success and to really make the most of the CGIU experience. So graduation requirements, which are also on page 2 of the PDF document that I've had mentioned previously. In order to be eligible for letters of recommendation from CGIU and in order to graduate from our program, you must complete the following. Number 1, CGIU's new student orientation. So thank you all for being here and listening to us today, as well as 3 individual coaching sessions in modules 2, 3, and 4 with your commitment mentor. Second, you have to participate in the 1 hour-long small group discussions per module. So those are 4 in total. And your commitment mentors will be reaching out to you to schedule these hour-long discussions. 3, as mentioned, you have to complete the outlined required components in each module below, and we also strongly advise you to complete the key components as well. And then finally, you have to complete CGIU's Commitment to Action Progress Report post-CGIU annual meeting in April, and this is something that will be shared with you in October of 2020, 6 months after the CGIU annual meeting. So I'm going to pause here, and I'm going to turn it over to my colleague, Maisha.
Hi, I'm Maisha Alexander, and I am the CGIU Commitment Manager. As a commitment manager, I'll help you all develop your commitments through creating and sourcing tools, providing networking opportunities, and also helping with the webinars and learning content. Another part of my job is that I help with featuring students during the CGIU meeting and throughout the year on the CGIU platforms and larger media opportunities. And I oversee the mentor program and those relationships with the mentors. So since I'm already talking about the mentors, the type of mentorship program that CGIU has is called a structured mentorship program. Structured mentorship builds in rigor, accountability, expectation, and relationship building into the process. Mentors will use a number of strategies to underscore those particular objectives. So it's really important that you work with your mentor directly. The mentor program currently has 30 mentors. These are dedicated professionals and CGIU alums who have professional experience and have experience navigating the CGIU program. In order to provide the best support for the curriculum, we thought that the structured mentorship was the best model for this. While much of this work will be self-led, you still have expectations of your mentors and of the program. And if you do the bare minimum, you'll likely need to dedicate about 3 hours to each module, including the group discussions and the coaching sessions. I just want to quickly point out the difference between mentoring and coaching sessions. So with mentoring, you're talking about a long-term process that is happening throughout the year, a process of development, advisement, learning, and guidance. But coaching sessions are intended to be much more focused and task-oriented, and we want them to be really useful moments geared towards solving a particular issue. So for example, if you're working on a business plan, the business plan might be something that you are mentored throughout the year because it's an iterative process that happens over time. However, a task for the coaching session might be you're having trouble with balancing your budget sheet and you would like for your mentor to take a look and help you work through this particular issue. A lot of the content and resources that you'll be utilizing will be in the We Thrive platform. For us, it was really important to use the We Thrive platform to have a central location where we could more easily monitor, connect, and provide consistent updates and support throughout the year. While in your mentee groups, you may have other ways that your mentors and you will connect, and these ways will probably work best for your smaller group. That's perfect, it's great. But be sure that you are checking in with the We Thrive platform because this is where we are posting all the mandatory content and important communications. And eventually the details and resources about the most important document that you'll submit during your program, the progress report, will be on that particular platform. So be sure that you're using it. Now we're just gonna walk through the platform. So here we go. When you first sign into the We Thrive platform, this is what you'll see. In the upper right-hand corner, you'll notice that there is a section where your name is. If you click on that section, you'll be able to start to personalize your profile. Here under account, the first thing I really want you to do is to sign in and update your password to something that is more secure than the password that you were sent. You can also make sure that your name and email address is correct. Another thing that I do want to point out is that you can update your profile picture. And when you update your profile picture, you'll be able to crop it. Be sure that as you're adding information here, you save the changes that you're making. And another thing I also want to point out is that the time zone section is very much focused on North America. So you may not see your time zone there. That's perfectly okay. It's not necessary that you have a time zone set in order to use the platform. Next section here, the next feature I want to highlight is the chat feature. The chat feature can be accessed by using this little box right here that looks like a thought bubble. When you select it, you'll have the option to chat with individuals, and you'll see the individuals that are mentors are marked with mentor, and commitment maker will be marked with the little blue commitment maker label. If you would like to have a group chat with several different people, you will have that option as well, and you can have several chat threads going throughout this section of, or this feature of the platform. If you receive any notifications, notifications will be indicated by a little yellow number. And when you click on that little yellow number, you'll see the notification and message on the right-hand side. All right, so going to the navigation bar, the first section that you'll see is the keyword section. In the keyword section, if you go ahead and open it up, you'll see the keywords or groups that you're a part of. Likely you'll have at least two. One being your CGIU mentor keyword group, and the other one just being a general group for all of the CGIU communications. If you open up that section, you'll see the mentor for that section and also the commitment makers that are part of your keyword group. In the next section, we have the synopsis of the modules. Here you'll see the graduation requirements and all the modules that Nicole outlined. If you click on the little play button, you'll be able to go through the information, the same information that's included in the syllabus. It's just compartmentalized by module, section by section. You'll also be able to access any required components, readings, and recommended readings. In the next section, we have the module requirement. This is where the content lives. So if you go here, you'll notice that all of the content, whether the tasks are mandatory or recommended, will be listed. If you click view, you'll be able to see what that content is. So if it's a webinar, you'll be able to view the webinar. If it's a PDF or a document, you'll be able to view the document. Once you've completed viewing or reading the content, you can select complete, and this will let us know that you've completed the associated assignment. And the next section here is submit assignments. You'll notice that with the submit assignment section, the topics will, you'll notice that with the submit assignment section, the topics will be the same topics that you'll see in the module requirements. However, you're not going to view the content here. This is just an opportunity to submit an associated task. Most of you will not likely use this section to submit tasks, as mentors will probably let you know how they would prefer to receive any of the tasks or assignments that are associated with these modules. So I would say refer to your mentor in terms of what to do with any assignments that they might suggest. We're going to skip over the pipeline section and the attendance section, and this is because this is an online-based program, which means that you're able to work through these different tasks at your own pace, and so there's no need to take attendance or to follow a particular pipeline. However, I do want to point out the resources section. The resources section will be a living section where we will continually update you with new content, resources, a number of different bits of information that we want you all to have all throughout the year. You'll see that there's already a document in there called Meet the CGIU 2019-2020 Commitment Mentors. You may just want to go through that document to see who your mentors are and what they're like, and also their skills. If you click on any of those options to view them, you'll see the resource will pop up, and you'll be able to click on the actual file or link associated. And this is how it will appear in your screen. You won't have to leave the platform in order to view it. You can download it if you would like to take it with you, or save it to your computer, or you can close it out. Okay, so what's next? You should receive your We Thrive sign-in details by December 10th. When we create the accounts, the system automatically sends an email, but the link in that email will not work. So please use the link that we send to you from the CGIU email. Your mentors will follow up by the end of the week, not this week, but by the end of the week of December 10th, along with their personalized mentor-mentee agreement. Go ahead and fill those agreements out as soon as possible and return them very quickly, because the mentors will use that information to plan your first group discussions, which should occur by the end of the year. All right, and now I guess we will have some time for a few questions.
All right, it's time for Q&A. So, fun fact, this is our most internationally diverse student cohort yet. Students from over 100 countries and over 280 institutions of higher ed are represented in this year's cohort. So we actually cannot wait to get to know each and every one of you throughout this exciting year ahead. Of course, participating in the curriculum and on-site at the University of Edinburgh for a 3-day annual student meeting, and then of course engaging after the meeting as well in our 4th and final module, all leading up to progress report submissions and then graduation come the end of 2020. So, of course, with such an international community, many logistics in the road to and after our annual student event will differ for each and every one of you. Some of you might be needing visas to get to Scotland, and others might not need visas and just be a train right away. Our team is basically here to help and answer any questions that you might have. Of course, your mentors are also very experienced. Many have been to numerous CGIU annual meetings, and of course, they've all attended as students once themselves. But if you have questions that you'd rather ask our team, please message us at any time on cgiu@clintonglobalinitiative.org. That's cgiu@clintonglobalinitiative.org. Now, you all have this email because it's the email address that informed you of your acceptance to the CGIU program. But please be sure this email address is added to your safe senders list, because oftentimes our emails wind up in students' trash or junk folders and they never hear from us for many, many months. And then we finally learn down the road that our emails were going to the junk all along. So just make sure cgiu@clintonglobalinitiative.org is added to your safe senders list. So all of our communication gets to you, and also feel free to reach out to us again at any time through that email address. Lots of questions coming through regarding how our students can connect with each other. So of course, I just covered how you can connect with us, members of the CGIU team, but I love these questions coming through on how you can connect with each and every one of your fellow student cohort members. We will be setting up a CGIU Facebook group for this cohort, so stay tuned for more information on that front. And it also seems like there are WhatsApp chats going on and side conversations, which is great. You can connect through whatever medium you have access to and you wish to use. But first and foremost, we want to ensure that students are engaging with each and every one of the cohort members, but also with the mentors through the We Thrive platform, which Maisha did such a stellar job covering. So within the platform, you can message each other, you can message your mentor. So utilize that We Thrive platform, but we certainly understand that many of our students opt to utilize other platforms as well, which is totally fine. The next question we've been getting quite a bit of traction on is regarding travel and student accommodation. So those of you who applied for travel assistance and received travel assistance were notified of this in our email to you regarding your acceptance. So go back to your acceptance email, and I encourage all of you to read it thoroughly. If there is mention of travel assistance, that means that the Clinton Foundation will be booking your flights and your hotels to the University of Edinburgh. Now, if you're a student that's just a train ride away, we'll be booking your train ticket or bus ticket to get to campus if you're within the within Scotland. So with travel and accommodation, if you have not received travel assistance through the Clinton Foundation, students are responsible for sorting out their travel to and from the host campus, which is the University of Edinburgh, for the dates from April 17th to April 19th. And they're also responsible for covering their accommodation. Many of our students apply successfully for grants that cover their travel and accommodation costs, both to and from the host campus location, and also cover their lodging during the event. We really hope that you utilize your university campus and reach out to folks across the campus to see if there's any funding opportunities available to you, first and foremost on your college campus. If not, we will certainly be hosting several conversations regarding fundraising, which might help you in funding your travel to and from the annual student meeting. But also we will be circulating documents comprised of helpful tips and tricks, as well as different research with different orgs that we've identified that offer travel assistance for student conferences that you can check out as well. So that's really on the travel accommodation front. Hotels, we do have discounted hotel blocks that we've identified, and we've actually put them on a digital platform that the City of Edinburgh has graciously led, and we'll be circulating that digital platform out to each and every one of you to lock in preferred hotel rates. They're all double occupancy, so if you have a roommate in mind, if you don't, you'll probably meet one before April. But those are at preferred discounted rates for our students. So more to come from our team on that front in the coming weeks, as well as, of course, students often think outside the box regarding accommodation, and we've received questions already with students about how they connect with students from the University of Edinburgh to talk about maybe crashing on futons or even floors. You will connect with everyone through the We Thrive platform, and certainly, hopefully, you'll be able to link up with a potential roommate in Edinburgh. And certainly you can think outside the box with accommodation, but we will be providing preferred rates through CGIU and the City of Edinburgh for all of our participants. The next question that we had come through was in regards to our commitments. And we, of course, heard from Maisha about the commitment mentor pairings. But there was a question about the preferred method of communication and the frequency of contact regarding our mentors and mentee programs. So Maisha, would you be open to answering that question?
All right, so great questions. In terms of the preferred method of communication, this is going to be communicated to you, most likely starting with an email from your mentor. Your mentor will send out a mentor-mentee agreement, and in that mentor-mentee agreement, it includes an entire section about methods of communication, along with what their preferred methods are, and then together as a group, also individually, you'll work on figuring out what's going to work best for you all. And in terms of frequency, that question is also asked on the worksheet, and so it will be dependent on the mentor and what you all are able to work out through your agreement. So it could be weekly, it might be monthly, it might be bi-monthly, but you will definitely have all of that sorted out within the first month.
And one more question on the commitment front. So how far along in a commitment should a student be by the time of the annual meeting in April?
All right, so by the time the annual meeting comes around, you should be as far along as you are. Every student that applied to CGIU is in a completely different place with their commitment or project. Some of you are going to be in the ideation stage, which means that you're still researching and trying to figure out how to implement your idea. Some of you have already implemented ideas and may have actually completed your commitment by the time April comes around. And some of you are trying to figure out how to scale, grow, or expand your idea, or even if it's worth it. These are the types of questions that you're going to be working through with your mentor throughout the year. And so it's really important that you are in a place where you feel comfortable based on what your commitment needs, what you need as an individual, and also what will work best for you to be able to sustain your commitment, whether it's long-term or short-term.
Thank you, Maisha. All right, so lastly, we've had some wonderful questions regarding our additional programming on site at the CGIU annual event, namely the Codathon. And I think students are asking about the Codathon because it was mentioned in the application to CGIU. So if you ticked that you wish to receive more information about the CGIU Codathon, you will certainly receive an application when it launches early in 2020. Some background information on the Codathon for those of you who might have skimmed by it during the application to CGIU. It is separate to the 3-day student meeting, and it happens on the Thursday and Friday in the lead up to the CGIU annual event. It is a separate program requiring a separate application process. And this year we're really pleased to be partnering with IBM again on the Codathon event. Students who apply really need to have substantial coding experience. So we're looking for students who are coders, who are interested in tech for impact, and can put their tech experience and wrap it all up in an application for us to review come the new year. We review applications on a rolling basis, and any student that is selected to attend the CGIU annual meeting is encouraged to apply really early once we launch that application, because we will review your app, let you know if you've been accepted, and this really allows you to book your travel to Edinburgh. So if you're admitted to the Clinton Foundation Codathon, you should actually be booking your flight for an arrival on Thursday morning. If you're not accepted, then of course you can make sure that your flight gets in by Friday afternoon in time for the opening plenary for the annual event. So it determines basically your travel, because the Codathon starts on Thursday, April 16th at 8 a.m. So students need to be on site. The Codathon is open to any student from around the world, regardless of whether they've been accepted to CGIU or not. Of course, we love when CGIU students apply, but again, we're looking for a very specific type of student with substantial tech experience to apply. So keep a lookout in the new year at the start of 2020 for our Codathon application. The next application that we've been receiving some queries on is the CGIU Exchange. This shows that a lot of you are actually looking on our website and researching our 3-day event, which is fantastic. The Exchange experience is open to all students participating in CGIU. You have to apply. So this is an application process. We review student applications to take part in Exchange. For those of you who haven't been on the website, you haven't done a deep dive yet on the 3-day program, I encourage you to do so. But the Exchange really replicates a college admissions fair, a science fair, where students have tables where they can display their prototypes, they can display their commitments. Students mill about. Our university network professors, administrators, speakers, alums within the CGIU community are all there to learn more about your commitments to action. Again, this is a separate application that will launch at the start of 2020. So stay tuned for more information on that front. With that, I think it pretty much concludes all of the questions that we've been receiving through our general inbox. But of course, really encourage you all to keep in touch, reach out, CGIU@ClintonGlobalInitiative.org. Maisha, Nicole, myself, as well as our other team members are all here to help. And we're really wishing you a wonderful start to this amazing program. We welcome you into the CGIU family, and we look forward to engaging with each and every one of you in the year ahead. Thank you all so much. Bye.